At the beginning of the movie, we see a coastal village where an old woman narrates the story to a group of children about their old generation and the mythical story of the island goddess Te Fiti, whose heart possesses the ability to breathe life into the sea and the surrounding land. Unfortunately, Maui the trickster, shape-shifting demigod of the wind and master of sailing, who was able to transform himself into any animal with his magic fishhook, stole the heart from Te Fiti to give humanity the power of creation. This caused Te Fiti to disintegrate, and Maui was attacked by Te Ka, a terrifying volcanic demon, and he lost both the heart and his magic fishhook. Taking Te Fiti's heart in the form of a green stone causes the island to descend into darkness and ruin. Despite this, many hold out hope that one day a hero will arise, find Maui and return the heart to its rightful place. As Old Woman narrates the story to a group of children, the chief of the coastal village named Tui interrupts her and says that the island is a safe haven for all the villagers. However, Tui's daughter, Mona, believes that the ocean has called her soul, and she is seen rescuing turtles from the clutches of predatory birds. Mona later discovers Te Fiti's stone on the beach but is called away by her father before he can fully explore it. Although Mona is uncertain whether the stone is indeed Te Fiti's heart, her father urges her to return it to the ocean. Mona longs to return to the beach, but her father reminds her of her duty as the only successor to lead the Motunui village. In summary, Mona grows up to be a brave and beautiful teenage girl who still loves the ocean. Despite her father's strict prohibition against playing in it, Mona's grandmother encourages her to follow her heart, which leads Mona to spend more time near the sea. However, Mona's father, Tui, stops her from going too far into the ocean and instead takes her to the top of Motunui Mountain to see a pile of sacred stones. Each village chief is responsible for placing a sacred stone to signify its importance in the community. Her father says that one day you will stand on the peak and place your stone on the mountain like he did, his father did, and every chief has ever been. So, she must be careful before becoming the queen of this island. The next day, everyone in the village was rejoicing and the children were listening to stories from an old man. Then suddenly some people appear to Mona and Tui with a problem. All the plants and vegetables are affected by some kind of pathogenic organism. The fishermen are unable to catch fish around the island, and there aren't even any fish around the island. Mona comes up with a bold idea to sail beyond the reef by crossing the island's borders. But her father vehemently opposes the plan, fearing for the safety of their community, and he says no one can go beyond the reef. Mona's mother, Sina, reveals that Tui is overprotective of the island because of a traumatic experience with the ocean. A few years ago, when Tui was still young, he and his best friend crossed the reef and found an unforgiving sea and wave-like mountains. Unfortunately, Tui's friend was swept away by the waves and begged to be on the boat, but her father couldn't save him. This traumatic experience caused Tui to become overly protective of Mona and develop a strong aversion towards the ocean. Mona is torn between being a good daughter and following her heart's desire to be out in the ocean. After much consideration, Mona decides to set sail with her piglet companion, Pua, using makeshift boats and equipment, hoping more fish beyond the reef. However, due to her inexperience with sailing, Mona ends up crashing her boat and her foot got stuck on the coral reef. Fortunately, she made it back to shore, although she was slightly injured. This experience traumatizes Pua, but her grandmother arrives there. Her grandmother was shocked to see her in this condition, but she encouraged her to go to sea with caution. Her grandmother wants to show her something, and then Tala shows her a secret cave of ships, revealing that their people were voyagers until Maui stole Te Fiti's heart. The ocean was no longer safe without it. Inside the cave, Mona discovers a place filled with ancient boats. Intrigued, Mona heads towards the largest boat and sounds a conch shell, which magically transports her back in time to the memories of her ancestors. There she learns that she is the descendant of a long line of skilled sailors and explorers. However, Mona also learns that since the demigod Maui stole the heart of the island goddess Te Fiti, the ocean has been cursed and filled with dangerous volcanic monsters. As a result, Mona's father, Chief Tui, has banned the villagers from venturing beyond the reef, causing them to forget their history as seafarers. Mona's grandmother, Tala, believes that Mona is the one who can restore the heart of Te Fiti and end the curse. Guided by Tala, Mona sets out to find Maui and restore the heart. But she is hesitant and instead seeks the help of her fellow villagers at the Hall of Residence. Despite her initial reluctance, she rallies the group and convinces them to join her on a journey to save their island. However, Tui reacts angrily and throws away what Mona believes to be the heart of Te Fiti. Determined to succeed, Mona searches for the heart and finds her grandmother's walking stick. Mona and her father rush to her grandmother's home, where she found her lying weak on her bed. Despite her condition, Tala insisted that Mona must embark on a mission to find Maui and return the heart of Te Fiti to its rightful place. Tala instructs Mona to follow the fish hook. Then Old Woman tells Mona to introduce herself as a member of Motunui after finding Demigod Maui, and suggests her to invite Maui to join her on the journey to restore the heart of Te Fiti. Mona was torn between leaving her grandmother and embarking on a perilous journey, but Tala assured her that she would always be with her. With a heavy heart, Mona bid farewell to her grandmother and began to prepare for her voyage. So, at night he sails out to sea in search of Maui, and follows the fish hook in the sky. In this way, Dee continued to sail for 2 days. During this time, she had a rooster as her companion. Being unable to see fish hook during daytime, she waits for the night. As she is slumbering during the night, she starts going in the wrong direction. But soon, she realizes that, and desperately tries to turn the ship around, but her efforts were in vain, and the boat capsized in the rough waters. Mona was swept away to a foreign island by a storm. However, it was revealed that the ocean deliberately brought the storm to bring her to Maui. Mona hid behind her boat and Maui was surprised to see her. Mona met Maui, a mischievous demigod who had stolen the heart of Te Fiti, and now he has been living alone on this unknown island for 1,000 years. As Mona spoke to Maui, she was surprised by a rooster named Haihe, who had followed her to the shore. Mona introduced herself to Maui and tried to persuade him to return the heart of Te Fiti. However, Maui continued to pride himself as a hero and even signed Mona's paddle, making her angry and remember her grandmother's message. Unfortunately, Maui misunderstood Mona's intention and thought that she came to thank him. Maui then locked Mona in a rock cave, taking her boat and chicken to find his magic hook. When Mona searched for a way out of the cave, she discovered a small hole in a stone wall, and finally managed to slip through it. She then jumped onto Maui's boat but unfortunately missed and was left stranded as Maui sailed away. Despite being abandoned, Mona refused to give up and with the help of the ocean, she found her way back to the boat. Maui was still skeptical that Mona was the chosen one and continued to dismiss her. Mona shows him the stone, which is known as Te Fiti's heart. But Maui was afraid of the stone because it was the reason he lost his magic hook. He also warned her of the dangers the stone could attract, including the notorious Kakamora pirates, a group of coconut shell-clad humans. To Mona's surprise, they soon encountered the Kakamora pirates, who were determined to steal the stone. They were terrible, and they were many in number. After a while, they launched a massive attack by shooting arrows from their ship. Mona and Maui tried to escape with their boat, but it was late and the terrible pirates attacked their boat. In a chaotic scuffle, the stone ended up being swallowed by Mona's chicken Haihe. The pirates quickly seized Haihe and took him to their main boat. Despite Maui's desire to flee, Mona insisted on rescuing her beloved chicken and fought the pirates alongside Maui. Mona risked her life to board the pirate ship and was attacked by the Kakamora pirates. Mona was almost captured by the terrible Kakamora pirates. After successfully taking Haihe from the Kakamora, Mona and Maui finally managed to escape from the pirates. The pirate ships collide and were eventually destroyed. Maui was surprised by Mona's bravery and resourcefulness in the face of danger. However, Maui still refused to accompany Mona to Te Fiti, warning her of the dangerous and treacherous journey that lay ahead. Maui explained to Mona that they would need to cross a treacherous sea inhabited by dangerous volcanic monsters called Tika, and that he couldn't do much without his magic fish hook. Despite Maui's reluctance, Mona was determined to restore Maui's good name, which had been tarnished by his past actions as the heart thief of Te Fiti. Mona convinced Maui that returning the stone to Te Fiti would make him a hero and restore his good reputation. Maui finally agrees to help Mona after imagining himself being adored by everyone as a hero. However, before they could embark on their journey to Te Fiti, Maui insisted on finding his hook, and he believes it's the key to defeating Tekka. After agreeing to continue their journey, Mona and Maui set sail to the Tamatoa nest. Maui skillfully maneuvered the boat, impressing Mona with his sailing abilities. She asked Maui to teach her, but he only half-heartedly instructed her, underestimating her abilities. Then Ocean helps Mona to tranquilize him. One morning, Mona woke up to a shocking sight. Her home island of Motunui was slowly engulfed in darkness along with her parents. She realized it was just a dream, but the sense of urgency grew stronger within her. Maui tells her he is a true wayfinder, and a real wayfinder never sleeps. Soon, they arrive in Lalatai, the realm of monsters, and Maui needs to retrieve his magic hook from Tamatoa, a giant coconut crab. They had to climb Vertical Rock Mountain, the entrance to Lalatai, the home of the monsters. Maui, realizing the dangers ahead, decided to go in alone and leave Mona on the boat. However, Mona refused to stay behind and was determined to catch up with Maui by climbing the mountain herself. Maui was curious about why the people of Motunui had sent Mona on this mission. Mona clarified that it was the ocean itself that had chosen her for a reason. Mona persevered and reached the top of Mount Tamatoa, but they couldn't find the entrance to the cave. Maui stomped his foot in frustration, and to their surprise it opened the gate to the cave. Then, Mona explored the cave. She stumbled upon a pile of treasures, and atop it was the magical hook Maui was searching for. It was actually a giant coconut crab. However, Maui forbade her from interfering and taking it. Moana, determined to help, came up with a plan. She disguised herself with conch shells and awakened Tamatoa, a giant crab who was drawn to glittering objects. However, her disguise was soon revealed and Tamatoa discovered that she was human. Thinking quickly, Moana invited Tamatoa to chat while Maui attempted to grab the hook. But despite their efforts, the hook didn't work as expected and Maui's transformation wasn't what they had hoped for. Tamatoa seized the opportunity and attacked Maui, overpowering him. When Tamatoa was about to swallow Maui, Moana intervened, revealing Te Fiti's heart. The shiny stone caught Tamatoa's attention, and Moana pretended to offer it as a trade for Maui's life. However, she had prepared a fake heart to deceive Tamatoa. While the crab monster chased after them, Maui and Moana managed to escape just in time. Maui, thanks to Moana's quick thinking and resourcefulness. In the evening, they continued their journey together. Moana tried to convince Maui to change his skin back to its original form, but he remained hesitant. Moana then asked about the tattoo on Maui's body, and he explained that it represented a god who had saved him when he was banished by his parents. This god had given him the magical hook to help humanity, including stealing Te Fiti's heart. However, Maui had stolen the heart in the hope of gaining admiration and love from humans, but he had learned that it was never enough. The next day they continued their journey, and with the help of his magic hook, Maui regained the ability to transform into another animal as before. Finally, the next evening he and Moana finally arrived at the island of Te Fiti. Moana handed over the hearthstone to Maui and he prepared to fly closer to Te Fiti to restore it. As Maui approaches the island, the terrifying volcanic monster, Tika, attacks him with a fireball. Maui managed to dodge the flame. In fact, Tika was very powerful and he repeatedly attacked Maui. Maui somehow returns to his boat and tells Moana to go back, but Moana then tries to infiltrate the island. As a result, Tika attacks them again. At that time, Maui was hit by a powerful blow. Fortunate Maui survives this time, but his magic hook is fatally damaged. Moana apologizes to him for her mistake, but an angry Maui tells her that maybe the ocean chose the wrong person. Maui refused to continue without his hook. He decided to leave Moana with Te Fiti's heart, which left her feeling sad and disillusioned, thinking that the sea had chosen her wrongly. Moana was on the brink of giving up when a glowing stingray, which turned out to be a messenger from her grandmother, appeared from a distance. The stingray offered to accompany Moana home if she wanted to stop, but Moana hesitated. However, she was suddenly filled with the light of her ancestors and felt the support of her grandmother. This gave her renewed determination and she decided to press on and complete her mission. Finally, Moana starts her journey to the island alone, determined to find a way to pass through Tika and reach Te Fiti. Using her newfound skills and expertise in maneuvering the boat, she was able to outwit Tika and avoid its attacks for a while. However, Tika eventually struck Moana's ship, causing it to capsize and leaving her vulnerable to take Ka's impending attack. Just Tika was about to pound Moana, Maui appeared and slashed Tekka with his hand, providing a distraction and gives Moana enough time to regroup. Maui fought against Tekka using his broken fish hook. Meanwhile, while Tika is busy fighting Maui, Moana gets closer to Te Fiti. Then suddenly Tika notices Moana and throws a fireball. But the ocean comes to help Moana, and delivered her to Te Fiti. Meanwhile, Maui sacrifices his beloved magic hook as his last effort, and tries to hit the monster, but his fish hook was fully destroyed. Moana eventually reached the top of the mountain, where she searched for the existence of Te Fiti Island. Despite her best efforts, she was unable to locate it, until she noticed a spiral on Tika's chest. When Tika is about to kill Maui, Moana came up with a plan and lured Tekka with a glowing stone, causing Tekka to momentarily stop attacking her. Moana then called upon the ocean to open a way for her to proceed. Tika was calmed by the light coming from the stone. Moana then placed the stone into Tika's chests and Tekka transformed back into Te Fiti. Once that island was instantly restored to its lush and vibrant state. The ocean guided Maui in front of Te Fiti and Maui sincerely apologized for stealing Te Fiti's heart, realizing the grave mistake he had made. Te Fiti forgave him and bestowed upon him a new magic hook as a symbol of their reconciliation. Moana was also rewarded for her bravery and determination. She was given a new boat by Te Fiti, a vessel that was worthy of her skills and destined for great adventures. With the heart of Te Fiti restored, the island transformed back to its original form, and peace was restored. Maui decided to return to his own island to continue his duties as a demigod, while Moana sailed back to her village, greeted warmly by her parents and fellow villagers who were overjoyed to see her safe return. Her bravery and accomplishments were celebrated and she was hailed as a hero among her people. In the end, Moana and the people of Motunui pulled out their boats inspired by their ancestors' legacy, and set sail to explore the vast ocean, continuing the seafaring traditions of their people. From then, they go fishing in the deep sea and they prove that they are true voyagers. After that, this fascinating movie ends here. So, how you enjoy this video? Tell me in comments section, and don't forget to subscribe this channel.